Going on, everyone? I'm just going to start talking in case the stream has already started. If not, then you're just going to jump in the middle of the sentence anywhere. Happy February, and welcome to another Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series here in El Paso, Texas. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing fine. If you've been waiting, thanks for sticking around. We're a little behind. We usually try and start this 30 minutes after the hour. But if you are already here in the live chat, say hello. Let us know you're here. If you're tuning in, it's nice when people get to join us Monday. We've been doing it every single Monday since April of 2020. That's every single Monday. We haven't missed a day. Holidays, we've managed to make it happen through sickness, through health, through heartbreak, through depression, and all the chaos of the world. We've been here on Mondays and will continue to do so as long as people like the space and need the space. It's also just kind of nice to get together with people and just kind of like not even have to leave your house. Do it from your bedroom, from your offices. Here I'm in my living room. But yeah, just with Zoom and the internet and YouTube, we can just connect with people all over the country, all over the world. If you've never been here before, like any other open mic, this is online. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. There will be a link to sign up in the description of the video. Give me a quick moment after this intro and I will set everything up. Of course, I always encourage people to hang out in the live chat and say hello. For example, what's up, Wise OG? Hello, hello. Yes, love it, love it. So this is a space for performers. If you are a poet, spoken word poet, a writer, a storyteller, if you're a singer, songwriter, a lyricist, then sign up and share a little bit of what you've been working on. Alternatively, if you have stumbled across old material and just want to revisit it, try it out, see how it feels, by all means. Of course, we also do welcome covers. Now, a cover song you might be familiar with, musicians can do it. We also encourage all the writers out there to do it as well. So if there's a poet, a writer that you want to celebrate and read a little bit of their work, that's always really fun. Most of the time, it's a great way to introduce work that you love to someone else, or maybe it's just dealing with a current topic. There's so much going on in the world. So again, if you are tuning in live, just say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you do have enough courage and feel like you want to join us, there will be a link to sign up in the chat. I don't have it here yet because we just started a live stream, but as soon as we get started with this whole thing, I will add that. Of course, I'll be sharing other links throughout the night. One of the reasons we do this, it's a platform. So performers, as always, even though you do it every single week and probably tired of it, promote your stuff. Let us know social media, if you have a link tree, a YouTube channel, a Patreon, anywhere where we can follow and support your work online. If you forget, I will remind you. And if I forget, then I will still make sure to post a link so people can check that out. Like I said, we're based out of El Paso, Texas. So if you're ever in the region, we do have a lot of in-person open mics each week as well. Every Tuesday night, we are downtown El Paso on San Antonio Street, where we alternate between Mona Bar, Rosewood, and Brunette Lounge from time to time. They are all connected together. This week, we're going to be at Mona Bar Modern Art. Sign up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts after 9. That one's hosted by Dorimar. This Wednesday, we have the return of Writer's Night at Proof and Press. These nights are just some of my favorites. They're so much fun. They're unique. It's a great way to interact with other writers. Anyone, all the way from people who've been doing it for a long time and published and have degrees in writing or just have won awards, to people who just need to vent and express themselves and looking for community. We're all there. That one, the writing workshop starts at 7 p.m. and then a little bit after 9, we start a writer's night open mic. On top of that, at the end of this month, we are celebrating 1 full year of being at Proof and Press. It's a great place. So if you're free, come through and join us this Wednesday. If not, we'll be back in 2 weeks. It's always the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. But of course, do we have anything else going on? Okay, so this is a week where we don't have anything this Thursday, but I do want to invite you, fine people listening right now. This Thursday, we are collaborating with Jazz and Poetry Night at International. So that is an opportunity for poets to hit the stage. There's going to be 3 featured poets, myself, Fernando Antonio Montejano, and Celia Aguilar. We're going to be up on stage all night. Playing with jazz musicians. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world. But if that sounds like something you're interested, come through, hang out. And usually we try and find time throughout the night to invite people to come up and try sharing a poem. So if you're interested, that's Thursday from 9 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. at International Bar, downtown El Paso. That's right across from San Jacinto Plaza. And of course, we got a bunch of other stuff this month. Just check out our calendar, bwoms.com. We've got an online mic to start. If you guys like something you hear, leave it in the chat. Leave fire emojis, 100 emojis, whatever you're feeling. Let us know. We're gonna go ahead and kick things off. And this time, we are gonna start. Well, the direction I'm getting here is 5,447 miles away from Galileo's middle finger. Important to know. We have David Latif joining us and kicking off the show. So, David, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Yo.
Thanks a bunch. Yeah, I just decided to start, I don't know, um, doing fun shit. Anyway, I'm gonna read a bunch of poems about cars because I wanted to read some new shit that I wrote at Tumblewords. And then we were talking about El Paso, and of course I have to read my favorite El Paso poem that I ever wrote. And I was like, fuck it, we're doing car themes. So this first one is called Describing My Gender in a Way Very Few Other Than Myself Will Understand. Parentheses, you may be an attack helicopter, but I am. A Daihatsu Copen with a Liberty Walk body kit in midnight purple. A front-wheel drive sports car that's small but still as big as it's illegally allowed to get, made to look like a car that it isn't with a paint job that neither got from the factory. It looks fast and aggressive while being slow and adorable. It is a sheep in wolf's clothing. I want to still work on that, but the Tumblewords run by Chris Aziz was just phenomenal, fantastic. I got so many poems, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep building on this because this is great. This next one is called An Ode to Every Shittily Modified Car in El Paso. Every Civic with a fake red badge, every Integra that's barely holding itself together, every front-wheel drive economy car with a big wing bolted to the trunk lid. I love you. More than any Ferrari or Porsche I see on the west side, I love your battle damage and body filler. I love the big bore tube at the end of your exhaust that doesn't muffle shit, or missing catalytic converter that roars. I am a race car. The same way that I tell people that I am a poet, both trying so hard to be something they said we aren't. You may not be on the track, I may be self-published, but we know what we are. I am a race car, and you are a poet. This last one is titled Broomstick Shift. It's about cars again. I am a witch, a necromancer, and an artificer. I pour a witch's brew of plants into this infernal machine and set the potion alight. The mechanical being shakes and rumbles, purring like a cat. It's black magic, this car stuff, deeply unnatural. A group of witches meet in the woods outside a small town in Japan, a street coven to practice their evil spells on mountain roads. There are legends of another secret sect in the shadows of the deep south making moonshine and monsters who gave birth to entire schools of mechanical magic, sprint cars and super modifieds, NASCAR and the NHRA. There's a cult out in Utah, not the one you're thinking of, who carves sigils in the salt straight lines at over 200 miles an hour. There's holy ground in Indiana, where 250,000 cultists meet for the largest non-religious gathering in the world, but anyone who's been there will call it a religious experience. Thank you, Richie, for running this. Thanks for giving us a home, giving us a place. Take care of yourselves. You can find me on Instagram at Poetic Universal Friend. It's mostly just pictures of my roommate's dog. You can find me on Substack where I post poems once a week. You can find my book. Richie's got the links for all of that. Thank you so much for running this. Thanks for giving us a space. Back to you.
Right on. Thanks for sharing classics, a little bit of new, and I highly recommend if you guys are on Substack, definitely go check out his work, their work. It's always cool to get the updates in the email. So when I'm like just kind of waiting in line for something, it's cool to just kind of access some of the stuff that David's been working on. Yeah, thanks for starting off for us. I don't think Mike Sindler is here yet, so we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on. We're gonna come to El Paso, where we have Ed Gonzalez Jedi next on the mic. So, Ed, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Welcome back. Yo.
Okay, hey, hello everybody. Uh, Before I get started, I wanted to point out that the BWOMS t-shirts, um, check out the link tree. If not, shoot a message to Richie. I'm pretty sure he can help you acquire one. I have two different colors. And with that being said, also like David, I'm also all about gratitude. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Kit. Thank you, BWOMS. Y'all make Monday great. And I always look forward to it. I'm going to try to move this along as quickly as possible. I do have two tumble words from last Saturday. The great Chris Aziz, the queen of Taco Bell. And I also have one Luna and one cover. Luna is hopefully, my chapter for my crazy ass dreams. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this one. And I've so far entitled Taco Bell Inspired. Um, you're always free to chip in on YouTube if you have any better names for it. But I'm going with Taco Bell inspired for now. The mood is good, waiting for rain. The family ate all of my cinnamon twists except for one, which I am eating right now. My daughter was hungry, so I gave her half of my crunch wrap. As far as one of the prompts was, as far as the state of my bed is made and tucked properly. And I was pondering. I did get my truck washed yesterday, which explains the rain chances for today. That was actually Saturday, and iced coffee is good. That was the first prompt. I'll move on to my second prompt, which I've entitled Realms. I gaze upwards to the celestial image. My brain does what it does. It places me in these heavenly realms. But these beings dream of only earthly delights. Uh, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Earthly delights. Wind in my hair follows the rake as it scratches the ground, freeing insects, and I'm piling up the goat heads, and that I beheaded with my hoop hoe. Nothing to learn in heavenly realms, plenty to learn here, as another goat head jumps into the holes of my Crocs. There's plenty to imagine as I am poised like a flamingo, dropping the thorny treasure out of my footwear, followed by censored curse words, muffled words under my top lip as my foot staunches the blood loss from my pinky toe. Plenty to learn here, but the heavenly realm sounds nice. I wonder what Goathead heaven looks like. Okay. This one is I've entitled A Special Order. This was a dream I've had actually Saturday night, which was funny. Maybe it was the Taco Bell, I'm not sure. But I've entitled it Special Order, and this is part of my Luna file. This was also a reoccurring dream. I've had this one before. I arrive at a restaurant, and it begins in line, me pondering what I would like in my breakfast burrito. I get to the counter, and the menus hang down from the walls with all numbered tacos and burritos with set ingredients. I let them know I wanted my burrito with egg, potato, and beans. The counter person says that isn't one of the numbers. I countered with, well, that's usually what I order, and it was made. They apologized and replied, what number, sir? And I said, 0, as I walked out. Before reaching the door, I was stopped by one of the cooks who came over to me and said, hey, the food truck, our store food truck is down the street and they'll make you whatever you like. So I walked up to the truck and I gave him my order and he replied, I'll give you a number 2 with potato, okay? And I said, great. Then I headed back to the restaurant to apply for a job, to enact change. Before giving an application, one cook leaned over and said to me, you have a better shot at the food truck. And in the next moment, I had on an apron and I was in the truck. I wrote in the menu a special burrito. After that, the next day I was summoned by the restaurant. The owner, manager, and the cook of the truck were all there. And in the meeting, the manager said everyone was asking for your special burrito, which they were calling number 3 or the Ed special. I was told, and I welcome to join the restaurant as a line cook. I get my best fake laugh and smile, and I declined so I could stay on the truck as I muttered to myself walking away from the meeting. Everyone loves it. Duh. And then I woke. Okay. That was that. Okay. And to finish up, I have something that I picked up actually online. I'm not exactly sure, but I just thought it was amazing. This is entitled "I Am the Mountainy Singer" by the great Joseph Campbell. I am the mountainy singer, the voice of the peasant's dream, the cry of the wind on the wooden hill, the leap of the fish in the stream, quiet and love I sing. The cairn on the mountain crests, the colin in her lover's arms, the child at its mother's breast. Beauty beauty and peace I sing, fire on the open hearth. Collect the spinning wheel the spinning at her wheel, the plow in the broken earth. Travail and pain I sing, the bride on the chidling bed, the dark man laboring at his rhymes, the ewe in the lambing shed. Sorrow and death I sing, canker from on the corn. The fisher lost in the mountain loch, the cry of the morn. No other life I sing, I am sprung of the stock. They broke the hilly land for bread, as built the nest in the rock. And that was Joseph Campbell. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to end with thank you, BWOMS. Please take time for yourself every day, even if it's just a few breaths. Self-care, that's what it's all about. And hopefully the peace that you encounter, you'll be able to share with everyone you come in contact with. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Indeed. Peace and love. Thank you, Ed Gonzalez. As always, thanks for rocking and promoting that BWOMS t-shirt in your background. They come in a whole bunch of colors, and as soon as I get my first paycheck of this new semester, I'm going to order a few new ones because I'm due for another one. In fact, I have a model one here that hasn't been released to the public yet, but we'll be getting there soon. All right. So again, if you guys are tuning in, welcome to our online mic. My name is Rich, MC and host, project director of the Bar Open Mic series. We have a lot of cool things planned for 2026, so stay tuned and follow us on social media if you have not. If you use YouTube, if you have a YouTube account, do us a favor, subscribe to our channel, and you'll be notified every time we go live. We have a link tree that you can subscribe to as well and get an email notification anytime there's a new list that goes up so you can sign up. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna stick around in old Paso, and next up we have Robin Schofield on the mics. Robin, when you're ready, go and take it away. Hey.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Or if you're in the future, happy whatever day it is. And I'm going to read a few poems out of my collection I'm working on called Tales of Tecolote Woman. And this one is called Clear Day After a Moonless Night. She couldn't spell it out, her longing, so she listened to the voice inside her, so forlorn. What told her to name things? The breath inside a shell, a child placed on a dog's grave? What about the saint who didn't start out that way? He was the smartest person in a room full of shabby beggars. He was the least needy. So he changed his name and made it seem as if the disciples had eavesdropped. He explained Yeshua. They needed that. He started by renaming his conversation with God. Yet her longing, it goes unnamed because she couldn't start with a lie or an accusation. Unnamed music it will have to be then. Where is the wind in the trees the weatherman predicted? The birds don't speak of that, but always utter the name in their tuneless songs of mourning. And the saint who appeared to end badly, beheaded near Rome after renaming the Godhead. But who was the mother of God? She remembers that sea breeze shell on the dog's grave, the name she would pray to if she could sing. And this one, in a little bit lighter maybe, is called Tecolote Woman Descends to the Underworld. 1. At the first level, they swipe her credit card. Hey, what's this for? She asks. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the second level, they take away her lapis necklace. What's that for? She asks. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the third level, they grab her purse. Give that back, she says. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the fourth level, they take off her gold rings. What the fuck, she says. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the fifth level, they take her conch belt. I beg your pardon, she says. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the sixth level, they take her pearl earrings. What is your problem, she asks. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. On the seventh level, they take the dress. This is the limit, she says. Don't question the customs at the mall, the rent-a-cop replies. Now naked, she had to bow before the 7 judges. At their word, the word which tortures the spirit, the sick woman was turned into a corpse. The corpse was hanged from a stake. Then came the questions. Where's your temple coupon? Have you had your mani-pedi? What have you done to your hair? Should you be wearing a scoop neck? Ever try being a brunette like your sister? Try these ankle breakers, size 7 narrow. This spring's color in skirts, mint green. Her brunette sister, Raven Woman, has been jailed for shoplifting a fake sheepskin coat. With her manicured black nails, Raven Woman is yet pale and distraught. Tecolote Woman wants to save her. They love each other in spite of their differences. This one is called Dry River. Did she leave the river, or did the river leave her and abandon the egret and heron? The road to the river, open again. Her return is guarded, unasked for. Question is, when will water return to patterns of stable chaos? Sand awash in sand, sparkling like cherry blossoms, but no stone fruit comes, unless it is the white egret, the great blue heron, when they return to nest in the pines and leave the great pulse of their wings behind. All right, so that's some things from Tecolote Woman based on various myths. And this is, I'm going to read for Black History Month. And it's by Rita Dove, the wondrous and brilliant Rita Dove, our former poet laureate. And she made a habit of putting historical things, especially about neglected historical Black figures. So I'm going to read the footnote first to Banneker. Notes: Benjamin Banneker, 1731 to 1806, the first Black man to devise an almanac and predict a solar eclipse accurately, was also appointed to the commission that surveyed and laid out what is now Washington, D.C. And D.C., if you've ever been there, it's a really cool as far as city planning goes, it's very circular and aesthetic and yeah. So anyway, this is called Banneker by Rita Dove. What did he do except lie under a pear tree, wrapped in a great cloak, and meditate on the heavenly bodies? Venerable, the good people of Baltimore whispered, shocked and more than a little afraid. After all, it was said he took to strong drink. Why else would he stay out under the stars all night? And why hadn't he married? But who would want him? Neither Ethiopian nor English, neither lucky nor crazy, a capacious bird humming as he penned in his mind another inflamed letter to President Jefferson. He imagined the reply, polite and rhetorical. Those who had been to Philadelphia reported the statue of Benjamin Franklin before the library, his very size and likeness. A wife? No, thank you. At dawn, he milked the cows, then went inside and put on a pot to stew while he slept. The clock he whittled as a boy still ran. Neighbors woke him up with warm bread and quilts. At nightfall, he took out his rifle, a white-maned figure stalking the darkened breast of the Union, and shot at the stars, and by chance one went out. Had he killed? I assure thee, my dear sir. Lowering his eyes to fields sweet with the rot of spring, he could see a government's domed city rising from the morass and spreading in a spiral of lights. Banneker by Rita Dove. So I hope you're studying some Black history this month. And otherwise, come to Tumble Words and we'll get you started writing. Let's see, next week it's Valentine's Day, so Kit's gonna do his annual Against Love poetry workshop, and that's always fun. So, back to you, Richie.
All right, thank you, Robin. Taking a look at the list here, and so I want to make sure that list is good. It looks like next up we have Doc Jannings. So our next performer is joining us from South Euclid, Ohio. Doc, when you are ready, the stage is yours. Hello, happy Monday.
Thank you. This evening, I read for our city council, and there was a big celebration. They installed 2 new council people, so there was a huge crowd there. And when I finished my poem, I received applause like I had never received before. It was astounding. I won't read the poem tonight because I'm reading it tomorrow evening for our county council, but next week, count on it. Darshan and Amamancy. From deep within, across an inscape of eons, flows the essence of Darshan, the sharing of souls, a gentle entwining. It speaks the dissolution of loneliness and of her life, and expresses Hineni. It is visions, dreams, and love, a manifestation of amamancy and moments of forever, all cloaked in the language of profound intimacy and a sense of belonging. And oh, to be there in the beginning of love, to be there with you. Dancing with rainbows, soaring and diving through the skies, dancing with rainbows, flying with dreams, looking for the pot of gold and finding you. You, for you are hope and beauty, rising from a storm, from an abyss of loneliness. You are the missing part, the kinsukuroi and the poem, which make me complete. You are to me more than a pot of gold, for you are more precious than rubies. You are the rainbow itself in all the colors of joy, radiance of bliss, joie de vivre, and jouissance. And you are love. This is where shadows green, dancing where shadows green in fading twilight, in moments woven from the end of day. Love waits silently, a presence beyond self, and a meditation. This is memories of spring, of incandescent days, rain showers and flowers, green and growth all around, fragrances on a breeze, new days in the odyssey of life. Life moving forward, carried on songs of birds, embraced in a deep sense of peace. And the pathways of love calling in the music of joy and dreams of the future. Dreams carried on a whisper of wind and a prayer. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doc. And as always, appreciate the updates, the stories. Congrats on that reading. As always, where can people find you online? Support your work.
Only on Facebook and Facebook chat.
All righty then. So be on the lookout for Doc Janning. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Cool. Always appreciate it. All right. Looking at the list here, I want to make sure I get everyone right on the list. We're going to come back to El Paso. Last week made his online debut. You can also catch him at many of our shows. Well, next up on the mic, we have Joan. So when you are ready, I'm going to switch over to you. Welcome back. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Richie. Thank you for having me. All right. And props to everybody that performed their works thus far. I'm appreciative to be here, and I'm motivated. So I have some poems that I've written a while ago in my younger years, in my 20s. I'm 40 now, but I'm cleaning it up, and I'm motivated to get back into writing, and I'm excited to be here. So this first poem, I'm gonna do 3 poems. This first poem is titled Uncle's Echo. It's based off of Sunny Meadows by Del the Funky Homo Sapien from Hieroglyphics. Provoking my mind to ooze proof that truth told to youth is always uplifting, naturally manifesting that will in turn counterattack the system back to where we are intended to be, aligning with our true senses, always counting our blessings and aware of life lessons, testing, keeping them foes on their toes, wondering and guessing. Steadily I progress when surrounded by negativity trying to stifle me, because I rise like the sun shining and blinded all the feeble-minded, and for the ones eager to see, shedding light to the path of the green pastures, on to the next chapter, forever after. And this next poem is titled Ricky Henderson, one of my favorite baseball players from the Oakland A's and other teams. Excuse me, I should have had it. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Ricky Henderson. All right, okay. Jones gonna step to the plate and get all y'all dinner ate. I seek the heat. Go ahead and try to throw that speed. I'll pump fake you with a bunt and still make it home on time to eat. You think this is a free steez? Yes, indeed. Before the origins of my upbringing, it has been written in the stars for me. Excuse my sneeze. Don't be alarmed by how the wind blows through these trees. That's just me huffing and puffing, the natural way I breathe. For all y'all lames out of season, best fall back and leave. My lyrical roots too strong and run way too deep for you to see. Unless you know that seed, go on and fill in the blank next and be prepared to read. As for me, I'm inclined to recite rhymes that have been written on many stone tabs, while these quick to fill in the bubble sheet only seek answer freaks try to battle me for mine. I'll continue my training with the divine and wait till you catch up to the times and awaken from your blind eye. You relying on AI raps for your freeze? I'll hijack your chat GPT with every line I speak. And this last one is untitled. Provoking my mind to ooze, excuse me, I already did that one. This one's, it's untitled. Home on the range, iron manifest this heart I possess, eliminating any transgressors with this beat I am blessed. A direct descendant of our son screaming out of the womb, ready to ignite the same fire I consume. My mother's son, a true seed of hers indeed, from a spark of my father, blooming into a tree. And with this fruit I provide, sharing light with our babies, a continuation to all the blessings and all the truth that she gave me. A truth seeker and healer, life lessons revealer, from a curious student who's willing into a natural born teacher. But I gotta sit quiet on this bus ride. Steadily I'm waiting. So many voices are shouting, but no moves they are making. They're sick and congested, spreading vile disease, trying to infect all my babies and stifle all of my trees. How are we to breathe with this steadily unfolding? We keep the truth of the fire in our possession of knowing. We keep the truth of the fire in our possession of knowing. We keep the truth of the fire in our possession of knowing. Thank you. Before I go, I want to announce a big win for us. I'm one of the co-founders of Sun City Pickers. We're a nonprofit organization, an environmental community enrichment organization that brings people together, like-minded folks that care about their city, and just want to do what they can. And we do neighborhood pickups on February 3rd. The city council unanimously approved item 33 to impart a huge litter initiative to recognize the efforts of the city's citizens that are willing to be out there on their volunteering and doing really good work in the community. So that's a win for all of us here in El Paso. And I'm honored to be a part of it. I am a transplant, but El Paso is my home. So, yeah.
Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that news. Yeah, I was there on City Council on Tuesday last week. It was very intense. Lots going on, but congrats on that. That's really great news. Check out Sun City Pickers on social media if you guys are in the Paso area. I want to see more of what they do. All right. Thank you, Desi. Thank you, Joan. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving along. Yo, this is our online mic. So if you guys are here to, let us know you're here. Say hello in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and go to Greenfield, Massachusetts for our next performer. We have some poetry and acapella singing. We have Storm next on the mic. So Storm, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Yeah.
Hi there. I'm going to start and end with things by other people tonight. So I'm going to put on my hat. Again, it's my global warming hat from NRDC. Okay. And this is from a poem by Nikita Gill with a quote from James Baldwin. Every bombed village is my hometown, James Baldwin. And every dead child is my child. Every grieving mother is my mother. Every crying father is my father. Every home turned to rubble is the home I grew up in. Every brother carrying the remains of his brother across borders is my brother. Every sister waiting for a sister who will never come home is my sister. Every one of these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong to them, and they belong to us. Now, this poem has sort of become my keening, so I probably may have heard it before, and you'll probably hear it in weeks to come. God, if I could just rub a salve over my life and ease this pain and aching, how much longer can I exist unknowing what benefit the future? I feel such crumbling inside and throughout this world as I have known it or desire it to be. If I could just soothe deeply this despair and loosen the muscles around lungs and heart, would that be enough to stop me from waking in the morning crying? And since we're approaching Valentine's Day, this poem is based on a statue by Rodin, The Poet and Love, and that's the name of the statue. He senses he has lost her, eyes shut, mouth open. He rests his head against her thigh as she spreads her wings and reaches out, signaling her inevitable departure. Not even his tough grip around her legs can hold her, for she was born to flight, to be caught again and again. Headless, she knows no reason, has no sense of direction, and yet to always wriggle away. Already the poet reaches out with his free arm to touch reality, to receive support or condolences. Once more he exposes himself to the world and is made painfully aware that no man, much less one such as he, so set in turmoil, can ever hope to hold love to him for eternity. Touch. I feel your warm breath as you bring your head closer until our lips touch, fuse, making two bodies one, bathing in moonbeams. The light of the moon surrounds us as we touch. Currents of energy stream rhythmically, forming patterns in the air. Our eyes could be crystals, our legs vines growing together. In the moment that we kiss, there is a universal language spoken and answered. Before dawn, our hearts will have told all of our sharing. The forest will send us a chorus of birds, the sun, the gifts of the new day. And that was written with some assistance by Charlene Plant. Emancipation. One by one, I slowly pull out the bobby pins. Your hair cascades down like a blonde river flowing towards the center of my heart. I'm going to end with a song by a songwriter and Morris dancer who I knew through Zoom for several years, who just died, named Steve Mundy, and he gave me the words to this song of his years ago and permission to present it. Hugs by Steve Mundy. Hold me in your arms, wash it all away. My soul has grown tired of the world today. Hold me in your arms, don't you dare let go. So messed up inside, don't tell me no. My eyes are full of tears, I don't know why. All I seek to do is sit and cry. Your hug kills my woes, keeps them on their toes. Please don't you ever go away. The world has gone mad, things look very bad, but I'm never ever sad in your loving arms. Keep me safe from harm. Here I'm safe and warm. Your lovely, loving hugs melt it all away. Steve Mundy, Presente. Remember me a stranger who came to stay a while. Remember me a happy man with a joke, a laugh, a smile. Remember how my actions spoke of God and love. Remember how I soothed you through my gestures and a hug. And my plugs, as usual, are for Daily Antidote, a song, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 12 noon Eastern. Been going for over 2,134 shows, and most of them are archived on YouTube. And People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle, 47 years plus of being in existence, 340 plus members, do things online and every once in a while in the physical. If you like social and political poetry, spoken word, music, songs, please check us out. And final quick one, there's a program called Spring Harmony that's put on by San Francisco Folk Club. It's going to happen the first weekend of March. It'll be online for all that time. It's a combination of workshops and concerts and includes poetry and song, and there'll be sharing circles and all sorts of interesting things. So I will put in more information about all three of those into the chat.
All right. Thank you, Storm. A lot of information. Thanks for the pieces, as always. We're going to keep this thing moving along, and we're going to go to Louisiana, where we have Sam Hardy up next on the mic. So, Sam, I'll get you here in the spotlight, and you're ready to go. Hello.
Hey, everyone. Thanks a lot. Let's see. I read a couple new poems this week. The first one is called Curriculum. It starts the same way everywhere. A woman leaves, a woman stays, a woman speaks, a woman exists outside permission. A man decides this will not stand. They call it an argument, a bad night, a misunderstanding. They call it anything but what it is. They call it isolated, but the pattern knows itself. Renee, Dudana, Toyin, Gabby, Brianna. Say them once, say them again, say them until the room understands this is not coincidence, this is curriculum. Different mornings, different streets, different countries, same ending. Men spit names at them on the way out as if cruelty were punctuation, as if the sentence of their lives needed correcting. Their voices stop mid-thought. The world exhales. The news cycle moves on. This is what femicide leaves behind. Not headlines, not statistics, but rooms that no longer make sense. Beds untouched, shoes by the door, questions with no safe place to land. This is not about where they were from. This is about what they were. Women who did not survive being treated as disposable. Now say their name again. The next one, if I can find it here, is called Second Skin. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. As children, we had big dreams, running and laughing at recess, jumping on swift moving carousels, our first kiss by the bleachers. But the world is full of monsters, ones that would have us be lesser, silent, cautious, second-class citizens even before we could walk. We learn not to argue, to be agreeable, to stay small. As women, we carry silences into every room, track in memories we'd much rather forget. We avoid the daylight, leaving windows shut and locked. Silence becomes a second skin. We wear it to job interviews, to doctor's offices, to dinner tables where laughter sits too close to sharp edges. We learn which stories make people uncomfortable, which words turn rooms cold, which truths are better folded small and kept in purses between spare change and keys. Silence keeps us employed. Silence keeps us safe. Silence keeps us alive until it doesn't. Silence settles in the body. We carry it in our shoulders, in clenched jaws and shallow breaths, in apologies we offer before we speak, in laughter that arrives a second too late. One day the silence cracks, not because we are brave, but because it becomes unbearable. Silence is not obedience. Silence is not consent. But the day will come when the silence grows heavy. It no longer fits inside our mouths. It leaks into sleep, into mirrors, into the way we hesitate before saying our own names, before we decide how loud we're willing to be. And then my last one is called Trafficked, because last month was National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So I wrote this last month. Bad men came to my city. Bad men threatened my family. Bad men took me away. My mind said no, my body complied. 20 hours of plane rides, the days of knowing where I am, where I'm going, are no more. My mind said no, my body complied. My new home, a car, a building, a doorway, a room. I am no longer a person. I am an object. My mind said no, my body complied. Thank you. And just remember, there are a lot of women in the world who are being killed just for being women. I mean, look at the ones recently. And there's a lot of sexual abuse going on, and just do whatever you can do. It doesn't necessarily cost you anything. Just reach out to your local sexual trauma nonprofit and tell them you care at the very least. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your message, Sam, and for the work. We'll find your link tree and post it as well when we have a chance. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving along. I'm looking at the list, and it looks like we are gonna come back to El Paso for the conclusion of short story theater. We have Kit Wren next up on the mic. So Kit, when you're ready, stage is yours. Yo, Mr. Monday Night.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy day in the future. And real quick, a personal message to YouTube commenter Eat It 5150. Eat my shit in hair. Do not boo our performers. Fuck you. But yeah. Hopefully that's our one rude commenter a year. That's about what we average. So yeah, I'm going to finish the short story I've been reading, which is What Would I Do for You? What Would You Do for Me? By Emma Binder, parentheses, they, them. And we're done with the plot, but there's a brief little epilogue, basically. Our friend Cody has gotten through his night at the bar. He's gotten through his... And he's just, his paranoia made him unable to really receive the gratitude that the men were expressing. It's a hard thing, but we'll let him take us home. Cody drives out of the lot onto the dark country road, which will take him to his childhood home. The wide marbled moon spins like a plate. Distant deer flicker in the road. He slows down, realizing he's driving too fast. The last thing he needs is to get pulled over, take a hard turn, or kill something. After a few minutes, he pulls into a stranger's dark driveway. He takes out his phone, thinks for a moment, and calls Molly, his sister. "Hey, bro," she answers. "Hey." Cody takes a breath and shuts off the headlights. "What's up? When are you getting here?" "Tomorrow. I keep telling you that. Is everything okay?" "Yeah, I'm just on my way to Mom and Dad's." He shuts off the engine. "Do you remember that kid we went to high school with, Kevin Graber?" "Kevin Graber." Molly seems to search for a moment. "Totally. I was at a party once where Kevin threw up in the shower." She pauses. "Why do you ask?" "I just saw him at a bar." "Did he give you trouble or something?" "No," Cody says. "Nothing like that." They talk for a few more minutes. Cody feels his heartbeat level out, his breath slow. Signs that he's returning to himself. That he's anchored. That he can see things as they are. After Molly assures him that she'll text when she's leaving tomorrow, he gets back on the road. Before he goes home, he stops at Pearl Lake. He's driven this route 1,000 times. Even after all these years, he could maneuver its dirt parking lot with his lights cut. He knows how minor, threadbare footpaths branch off the main trail to the water, bringing him to lesser-known beaches. He parks the van and takes one of these small paths to a spot where he and Molly used to go when they were in high school. He knows that different selves arise in different environments. He knows that when he's feeling safe, an easy, warm, funny, and shameless version of himself comes to the fore. He wants to be this person in Iron River. In the kitchen with his mom, at the dive bar, at the grocery store. This is the place he came from, whether he likes it or not. And even if he never returns, he'll either be haunted by what he yearns for or spend the rest of his life trying to cleave himself from what he wants. Which doesn't work for anyone. This he knows. Cody digs his heels into the cold sand. His body feels heavy and damp with sweat beneath his jacket, though it's cooling quickly in the late March air. The temperature still hovers below freezing at night. The lake is smooth and iced over, spidered with cracks. If Molly were here, he would start a fire with her and distract himself with memories and jokes until it was warm. As it is, Cody walks a few feet onto the frozen lake. He's thinking of the noise the ice made when it broke under Greg's weight. That dull shotgun sound. The places where the ice cracked might still be weak, like fractures in a bone. But he wants to be brazen and unafraid, like any other man. So that's the conclusion of the story. And since it was such a little nub, I think I have time to read something. So this was actually accepted to a local thing. Details on that when I have them. But this is Massacre of the Piñatas is what I ended up calling this. It doesn't have to be your birthday to buy a piñata. You can just buy one whenever you want. Are they checking IDs now? A trend was born from this idle conversation, and a symbol of childhood joy transmuted into one of adult rage. Buzz Lightyear was out. The mayor, or certain county judges, were in. Plastic bottles of Maker's Mark hit the ground instead of Tootsie Rolls. A local artist specialized in ex-wives. He could have given everyone a new understanding of papier-mâché with his artistry. But his pieces weren't built to survive. And he was fine with that. Serene, even. We all know from the movies that scientists should not play God. Those movies never tell artists that they should not play the devil. And that's that. Let's see. And do a quick cover poem to end on. It's this one I have memorized, and one that ties into my tumble words. This is I Feel Horrible, She Doesn't by Richard Brodigan. I feel horrible. She doesn't love me. And now I wander around the house like a sewing machine that's just finished sewing a turd to a garbage can lid. All right. That is it for me. This Saturday, Tumble Words. You know the deal. And it is the annual, the beloved Against Love Poetry Workshop. You know, sometimes you're mad, sometimes you're bitter, and those are valid feelings too. Let them out. It's fine. Sometimes you're alone, but you're happy. It's cool. That's a valid feeling too. Let it out. You're fine. And sometimes nothing really important is happening, but you still want to keep everyone updated, and that too is good for a poem. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to look at 3 poems that aren't quite love poems, and we're going to respond to them. That'll be at Saturday, 1 o'clock. You can follow me on Instagram at KitRenaway. Unless you're that guy that was fucking rude in the YouTube comments, go ahead and block me before I find out who you are and block you. Gonna come to your house and rearrange your furniture and watch you bump into things. So yeah. Wrapping up the month, we have Lee Martinez Soto on the 21st, and their workshop will be about envisioning alternate futures. And then February 28th, it'll be me again. I can do that because I run it. I can do whatever I want. And I'll have a little response workshop about the great Lucille Clifton. I'm pretty bad about Black History Month content. Gonna correct that a little bit. Lucille Clifton, great poet. We're gonna look at 3 poems of hers on the 28th. That's all in the future. The future's big, and it's where we both shall live. Okay, and we're gonna send it back to Richie now. Thank you all very much.
All right. Thank you, Kit. Appreciate that. If you have not had a chance, check out Tumble Words. Get some writing done. Again, we do have a writer's night this Wednesday if you guys want to get some writing done as well, or get some feedback on some writing. That workshop starts at 7. And if you're not familiar with how it works, the writing workshops is a very brief generative prompt, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. We'll give people a chance to maybe share what they wrote. But the way the workshops really work is if you do want to bring a piece to get workshopped, you'll get your name to me, and then I will collect all the names and I have a roulette wheel that I spin. If you are selected, you can read your piece, and then we have a method that we go over in order to get feedback from the audience, from yourself, if you have anything for us to give feedback on. So it could be pretty productive discussions. So that starts around 7. Realistically, more 7:20, 7:30, but please get there around 7. It's nice to know who gets there. And then again, after the workshopping, we start to sign up for our writer open mic. Hope to see you guys there. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving along. We're going to go to Germany and listen to some music. We have Luis Gamberos in the house. So, Luis, when you're ready, I will get it over to you. And good to hear from you again, man. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Hello, Richie. Hello, everyone. I'm going to sing 2 covers. Actually, you know what? 1 cover and then an original. This first one is by The Walkmen. The morning, I am the night. I was the only one left at the right time, and only I still call said to me is still very clear. So take my hand, the players in the band, they can always find some number that we know. You will miss me when I am gone, but the happy music will carry on. You are the morning, I am the night. I was the only one left at the right time, and only I still call you mine. Only I still hanging on. El corazón se pone como escoba usada, como lengua de borracho, alita de pescado cuando te vas. Digo tu nombre y me sale un mosquito embriagado. Parece que baila tango. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? Todas las mariposas para la cena. Te comiste todo el arroz y ni lavaste la olla, pero te extraño. Me cansé de recogerte en cenizas y que cada rato rompas una cuerda de mi guitarra. Pues yo sé que no sé cantar rumbas, ni tengo pelo gris. Soy enroscado, torpe. Torpe. Le regalaste mis besos, mis navidades, a mí las pescas de mis fresas te espero. Y si me pegan las ganas, a las ganas de amar. Thank you very much. My name is Luis Camberos. You can find my music on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. Richie, thanks for hosting, man. And then Kit, thanks for being, the defense, the awesome guy, backing everyone up. All right, love you guys.
I love you too, man. As always, great songs. You guys can check out Luis's music online. We will share those links as well. Okay, so taking a look at the list. And all right, next up we have Discovia. And I want to make sure you're here with us, ready to go. After Discovia, I have Tez. So let's see. Matthew, Discovia, are you in the house? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Again, shout out to everyone who's been tuning in, like Sandy here online. Oh, we still have a heckler on the chat. Okay, that's not good. So thanks, Kit, for working that. Appreciate that. All right, Discovia, when you're ready, we can get you on. If you need more time, please let me know. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll do this. I will. Oh, he messaged me. Okay, I'll read that really quick. What we'll do then is we will go to Tez, and we'll come back to Discovia. I'll shoot a message, make sure you're ready. But we're gonna go to LA, Los Angeles. We have Desosomo gonna share some words, maybe some music. But when you're ready, the stage is yours. Hey, man, welcome aboard.
All right, thank you, sir. I thought I had a little more time, but let's go anyway. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gashes 2019, and then my Substack under tesosomo.substack.com. I'm going in with this piece titled How Eyes Can Make You a Body Without Organs. Geography, where concrete in the geography of concrete, where the ghost of George Floyd meets the winter iron of South Minneapolis, we find a daughter of Bangladeshi blood born on Wisconsin soil. Her brain is a loom of fixations, a map of sounds and patterns, inheritance of injury that counts the seconds until the machine arrives. She's Aliyah, the resident of the unseen, a citizen whose papers are written in the slurring of a tongue that the state refuses to translate. On the road to the 39th appointment, the intersection becomes a DMC. There are no signs, only the metal shell of ICE vehicles, the cold architecture of exclusion, the enlightenment that great nostalgic dream of reason in civilized law reveals its true face in the mirror of a passenger side window. Move, or I will break your effing window. The agent screams, this his voice, the first instruction of a logic that sees no people, only obstacles. When the glass becomes a storm across her face, when she cries out her disability as a sanctuary, the state answers with the finality of a guillotine. Too late. territorialization of the flesh. It is this moment, the pattern is not merely a cognitive glitch. It is the historical haunting of the soil. She feels the weight of Genoa, Donald, and Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, the ancestors of the roadside execution. She feels the proximity of George Floyd, murdered 4 blocks away, as the combat knife of the agent cuts the umbilical cord of her safety, the seat belt of her tenuous survival. Here, the body is stripped of its organism. The Deleuze once whispered through the ink of Artud that the organism is the enemy, the organization that imprisons the intensities of life. To the agent of the Department of Homeland Security, Aliyah is no longer a unified self. She is a potential site for the extraction of surplus value in the concentration camp industrial complex. Add that one, Kit, to your list. They carry her face down, a broken doll of a Bangladeshi American heritage. Yells her TBI status into the death wind. She's becoming a body without organs. Not through the liberating experimentation of the artist, but through the violent purification of the state. They have scraped off her automatic reactions. They have taught her to dance wrong side out in the leg irons of the Whipple Center. But wait, we must listen for the dialectical antagonism. As she's dragged, we see the emergence of Zizek's organs without bodies. The agents are not men, they are acephalous drives, they are mouths that taunt. So your legs do work while refusing a wheelchair. They are hands that tighten cuffs until the nerves of the wrist become cacophony of shooting pain. They are the influencing machine, the spectral partial object that speak the language of total administration in the gulag. The drive insists of repeating the trauma. We're bringing in a body, they bringing in bodies, 7, 8 at a time. The individual is sublimated into the commodity. Where do I put them? We can't use that room. There's already a body in there. This is the fragmentation that Pasolini knew on the cross of his own different passion, like the martyr Stephen or the apostle Paul in the New York hotel room. Aliyah is offered as a scandal. Her body, disfigured by the assault, becomes an icon of the human trash produced by neo-capitalist development. Pasolini's cinema poetry finds its most horrific style indirect, libre, in the Whipple Center. We see her through the eyes of the agents as a body, a thing without soul, a reified object of power. The Enlightenment civilized nation is a sarcastic punchline to the national anthem. And the land of the free. We have made a pact with the new power of fascism of the office iron that homogenizes the Bangladeshi American and the indigenous into a single mute corpse-like parlor. The linguist navigator is denied, the speech slurs, the eye is liquidated, the dot of the schizophrenic child is all that remains. In the dark cell where the heart rate goes through the roof and the medic refuses to step on Isis' toes. We are left with the rosy puddle of blood on the floor and the traumatic brain injury center, a testament to a world that has discarded its hearth. Aliyah Rahman is the perfect protagonist for this era because her handicap is the only thing that remains honest in a landscape of administrative lies. She is the marked one who loves life with a desperate vitality while the state organizes her annihilation. Ultimately, she is the desubjectivized, reduced to the pure materiality of a body in a room already full of bodies. The civilized map is a lie, a thin instruction that leads to gulag. The democracy did not die, it was redesigned. We were the excess material. We are not living in a nation anymore. We are living inside a concentration camp, and procedures do not need souls, only bodies. We are not citizens. We are inventory. And somewhere in a cold office, someone is already deciding how many of us fit in the next room. All right, Richie, I think that's all I got today.
All right, man. You want to plug your stuff too, really quick?
Sure, folks can pick up this book behind me on Amazon under Teso Somok and the title. I do have a feature coming up in March with Cobalt Poets online. I think that's about it right now, Richie.
All right, cool. Thanks, man. And as always, thanks for coming through. We are gonna patiently wait. I guess maybe next time when you bust out the guitar. But yeah, we're gonna let's see. Let me double check. I think our next performers are not here, so I don't see Mike. I don't
If
see
you've got
Novoa.
bandwidth, I think I do have a song, but
Yeah. Well, let's get because we still have some more
yeah, get
get
everybody in
performers on
there.
first.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And I think so. We're gonna have Ed up next, and then on deck after Ed is Cassie, and then we'll see how we're doing there. Because Discovia, I don't know if you made it back actually. Discovia, just giving a quick little shout out to see if you are here. Uh, give you some time to answer. If not, we will, like I said, get Ed up if you're not here. Again, thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, in that case, we're gonna go to Washington D.C. where we have Ed Poetastic. Love it. You're ready. You're ready with that camera to go on. All right, when you're ready. Happy Monday. It's Ed Poetastic up next on the mic. Yo.
Thank you, brother. I know other words like thunder. Hello, my name is Ed Potastic. I'm Fit Fantastic. Please give me time to go join my rhyme five for Sublime. We're going to heck of a time. I got 10 Valentine's Day's 10 Valentine's Day jokes and 3 poems about Black history. But first, let's go with the wonderful jokes. Are you ready, kid?
Let's go.
Let's go. That's the spirit. Woo! What did one squirrel said to the other?
I don't know. What did one squirrel say to the other?
I'm nuts about you.
Oh, that's nice.
Why shouldn't you marry a pastry chef?
Oh, I've not heard this before. Why shouldn't you marry a pastry chef?
They're known to be deserters.
Oh no, and then you're alone. with bad teeth.
Are you a bank loan?
I beg your pardon. I am not a bank loan. Why do you ask?
Oh, because you got my interest.
Ah,
What did one tangerine said to the other on Valentine's Day?
I don't know. What did one tangerine say to the other?
Orange you sweet.
Oh,
What did Han Solo said to Princess Leia on Valentine's Day?
I don't know. What did did they have Valentine's Day? It was a long time ago. What did Han Solo say to Princess Leia on whatever their
Yoda
equivalent?
won for me.
Yoda. But he never met Yoda.
What did the two rocks pledge at their wedding?
Oh. Well, I'm sure it was a wonderful ceremony. What did the two rocks pledge at their wedding?
To never take each other for granted.
Oh no.
That was a rock hard joke. What did the omelet said to the toast on Valentine's Day?
What did the almond say to the toast?
What did the omelet said to the toast? Yep.
The omelet said to the toast. Excuse me.
That's
What did the omelet say to the toast?
You're exactly my type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that joke didn't scramble. Why can't deers kiss?
I don't know. Why can't deer kiss?
Because they have buck teeth.
That never stopped me.
What did the magnet said to the fridge?
I don't know. What did the magnet say to the fridge?
I find you so attractive.
Oh.
What's the best way to get a date for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I could use this advice. What is the best way to get a date for Valentine's Day?
Look at a calendar.
But that I didn't. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Don't worry, I got more jokes for Monday. Thank you so much, kid. You are a smashing hit every time you spit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You got it, Ed.
All right. Hope everyone enjoyed those jokes for you folks. I got 3 poems. The first poem is called The Hope of Freedom. Let freedom ring while Lady Liberty sing. Let it spread as water, drawing the marauders, cleaning out the corruption to clean productions, melting away the violence in order to sprout nonviolence, soaking all the crazy firearms, no more chaos to do harm, to weather away our constitution in order to think of brown solutions, to feed mouths of the slaves, growing seeds of supportive engrave, drifting us to another direction, a ocean of collection and reflection. Yes, you, please plant the tiny seed, the seed of positivity and humanity. Let freedom ring, hope will sprout. Let injustice be mute, evil drought. Hope inside you, her, him, and we. Don't stop creating a liberating sea. Thank you. This other one is called Pitch Black Unity. A mighty wise man once said he had a dream. An eternal legacy flows like a rushing stream. It's more proud to take a large brick than to hold a gun. It shows more strength to be an iron wall than a mock sun. African American freedom fighters who are departed but not forgotten. The lighting spirits leave our beating hearts less rotten. Their fear, sacrifice hasn't been tarnished or in vain. God knows they're suffering from barking ignorance, whipping stupidity, and biased reign. In their last dying breaths, they never cursed, bellowed, or raged with ill will. Their impact gave the hooded phantoms deep panic, fears, and chills. Our ancestors were bound in rusty, rattling, and clinging chains. Their ironclad determination helped us deal with the isolating pains. They suffer in agonizing darkness to bring us into the painless light. Some of you carelessly toss it away and hunger for spite. The unforeseen burns of backstabbing by ignorant whites and even against ourselves. Yet people keep forgetting that book on the shelves. It's not easy being a big black ink blot on a white canvas. We're trying to get this rage and stress off our roaring chest. Fighting, shouting, killing like blinded guns isn't the answer. It has spread the venomous river of hate so much faster. Hate never loves, but only exterminates and destroys. Please be mindful that we're human beings and not mindless toys. Bitter vengeance is a dish left freezing cold. Is it really satisfactory to deliver punishment sevenfold? It's easy to build instead of burning bridges. Arrow knows it's better to heal than to dig ditches. Doesn't matter if you're red, black, or white. Let's bear the hatchet and fight the good fight. There's strength in numbers, so let's become an enormous radiant sun. Let's make our voices, struggles, and powers into one. Black history isn't supposed to be celebrated just 1 month. Let's give ancient white bigotry one massive dynamite punch. Thank you. Last but not least, this is called the White Obelisk. In the heart of the city, watching models looking pretty. These pillars built by slaves working towards their graves. You can hear their whispers, yet watching the boat of trippers. The white pin piercing the heavens. It's open more than 7-Eleven. I walked around over again, meeting tourists or old friends, but they all ask the same question. Can you take the picture with satisfaction? I'm trying to align the camera just right, preserving history and capturing some delight. They all say, thank you so much. You're welcome while I go for lunch. Every time I'm lost, I look up high to see where the white touches the sky. Landmarks aren't just history, but part of reality. It gives a place or city a bit of locality. If they can talk, they'll say a lot. They might say, hello, welcome to the block. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Richie. Thank you all.
Yeah. Oh, I like that closer. I like that closer. All right, Ed, as always, how can people find and support your work online?
Well, you can follow me, support my work online while coming to this wonderful, fantastic open mic that makes my life such a light in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman. And I'll be at a few open mics to shine my fantastic insight to make everyone feel all right. But anyway, never stop believing yourself, never stop believing yourself and never stop doing your best. And never stop spewing the wonderful words inside your chest. Never forget that you are more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and never stop your glow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show. And remember, life is not a contest. And never stop feeling and doing your best.
All right. Perfect. As I like to call the sign off, it's a bonus poem. All right, really quick, Discovia, have you made your way back to the call? Just want to make sure. Discovia in the house. Hello, hello. All right, all right. Shoot me a message. I know the Wi-Fi is kind of rough sometimes when you tune in. We're gonna keep it going though. All right, we're gonna get international.
Okay, I'm gonna need a
We're gonna
couple
get
of
Cassie.
minutes. Hold on.
Cassie's up next, Dan.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's enough time for you to get ready. So perfect. That means when she's done, you'll be ready. All right. So Cassie, when you are ready, we will get you here on the show. Hey, what's up?
Hey, hi Richie. Hi everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um, this first piece is untitled. You might not recognize how light the air feels, pastel purple on the tongue, at noon on a Tuesday before it teeters into the more familiar Persian blue of 9 p.m. on a Friday. You may be pleasantly surprised by how the shadows hold a different amount of promise as they play with the sunlight where knees normally nudge paint, nestling in the dark, as patrons hug the dimly lit bar. When you've returned to your usual spot by the patio, but at an unusual time, and linger there long enough to become acquainted with the sound of children's vibrating giggles fading into booming laughter of beer-soaked old friends, instead of just catching its echo when you enter as night drapes over the bar like a felt blanket. If you find your eye slowing down long enough, you might catch that even in the bold afternoon light, the pint glass you held the night before still slides seamlessly into the same whisper of a ring on the table. Quiet disturbance in the 7-year-old varnish that often goes unnoticed by patrons and bartenders alike as they think more of the glass. But the resident spider certainly takes note. So that's my first piece. I have another short piece of mine that I recently revisited, and this is called Some of Those That Wander. I'm searching for a way to stay. May purpose find me as I wander the streets, glancing into windows of century homes with plants perched looking out. May through the lives of strangers I romanticize, I find meaning, a disjointed synchronicity, glimpses into a world more purposeful than mine. It feels as though somehow speculating will tie me to belonging. Sorry, it feels as though spectating will tie me to belonging. All right. Believe I have another one of mine here. Just trying to figure out which. Make sure I have it in front of me here. Okay. This is also untitled. Round each corner of my home, there is an opportunity to face the wind as it seeps in more the longer I neglect the clock and pretend not to hear the the barometer whine, as flyers slip under the front door, urging me this place is becoming ruinous, but not in the way that my devotion to it reflects. I am urged that I don't need to worship at its feet, that the gusts will just keep making it in. All night, a haunting draft whispers, build tomorrow's dwelling from the ground up. The storms grow larger, knocking at my windows, rattling the bones of the wearied chandelier above my living room. Pieces of the ceiling crumble into my teacup, and I pretend that I can outlast the wind's nagging voice. Okay, so that's what I have for originals. I have a couple relatively short cover poems here. I'm gonna start with this first one. This is called Obeyed by Malia Maxwell. The light yellow with smoke and sunrise falls into the bed. We've been half awake for hours. The world is ending more today. It's Thursday, that alarm still ricochets along the street. Some automated voice warns all of us to move our cars before the cleaner comes. If you and I refuse to leave this bed, and if, as seems more likely every day, the end has come, we wouldn't notice for a week. The cleaner is the only routine that we can keep up. The cleaner is the only routine that we can keep. Besides, up here, we keep the windows closed against the heat. Against the thing the news decides to call an extended period of exceptional warmth. But after 7 days, the fruit would rot. The flies would die and drop like dirty snow. And the AQI would climb to novel heights. The soot would glaze our windows, choke the sun. The heat would horrify. And I would lie in bed, and we would lie in bed, so tired that we couldn't. All right. And I just have one last cover poem here. This is called The Before Picture by Maggie Smith. It's complicated, my relationship status with progress. I often prefer the before picture. The future is where I'm going only because I have no choice. Because time moves in one direction, dragging a bit of itself behind like meat. An unseen hand keeps tugging at it, time's rabbit leg, time's hunk of red venison, just out of reach. Did I just describe the future as bait? Am I strung along? I know when I arrive there, it won't be there. Won't be that. It'll be now, the way it is right now. And again, refresh, refresh, refresh. The befores pile up behind me. It's now again. All right, so that's what I have for poetry this evening. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, everyone.
You're gonna give a shout out to your social media?
Yeah, sure. If you're curious to see more of my writing, occasionally I do infrequently post on my Instagram at Relentless Intrigue. All right, thanks, Richie.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Cassie. Sorry, it's always a different screen when people don't have their cameras on. I have to do different commands, but all right, we got it. We got it. Okay, really quick though, one more time, I just want to give a shout out. Discovia, are you still here with us? Want to give you a chance to perform. If not, I did also want to see if maybe Tez wanted to play that song to open up for Dan. I think he wanted to play a song. Give you a chance right now. Discovia, you here? You here? You here? All right. If not, we'll see if Tez. Do you want to?
Yeah, let me give it a shot. I haven't
right,
practiced
cool.
it in a while, but
All right, you're gonna open up for Dan. So, Dan, go
Oh,
ahead.
wow.
That's okay.
All
I'm
right,
Go
fine.
ahead, Dan.
Thank you. All right. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, sorry.
Let me see the
Something happened there. Hold
thing.
on, Dan. Hold on,
Wait,
hold on. I didn't
is he
realize.
here? Is he here? I
Who?
think there he is.
Huh?
But I think he just
You
came
are there.
online. Discovia.
Oh, is he? Do you want him to go after you?
Yeah, look like a Nova Scotia.
Oh.
There's always been with homophobia.
Are you starting? Oh, go
Yep,
ahead.
it's arachnophobia. All right. All right. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Hold on a minute. Let me just. Okay. All right. Here's. Wait a minute. Here it is. Rose. A pocket full of prose. Opposite of poetry, you can arrange a rose. Yep, rose. You can smell that with your nose. Rose. Love is still a doze. Yep. Rose. Yep. Like Kate Winslet's Oscar-nominated performance, Titanic, with some of the froze. Yeah, with the ocean, it is froze. The rose. Maybe you can find yourself a nice clothes for Valentine's Day, but there's always rose. You smell that? You smell that? Roses, son. I love the smell of roses in the morning. You know, we had that rose. Smells like romance. Someday I'm gonna win. Someday I wanna win your heart, sweetheart. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, at least at least I still got plenty of roses. Yeah, I still got plenty of roses because they still have the list. And this is for Valentine's Day. And okay, before I jet out of here, let me try to get this one right here. Hang on. Yep, it's always a camera. There's always I don't know what rhymes with camera. That's weird. So, well, look, there's a pocket full of watch. There's a pocket full of prose, like a pocket full of sunshine, according to Natasha Bedington. And even though you have the pocket full of rose, not not something with not something with a hose, but nah, it's a pocket full of sunshine. Yep, let it rhyme, and something with rhymes, and poetry kinds. Yeah, but not like it rhymes, if you know what I mean. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay. Okay. But this rose is bright, and 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 Valentine's Day is still in sight. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, and this beautiful light right here. Okay. Damn. Okay. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night. Happy Valentine's Day.
Well,
Each and
Dan, we
every one
can't
of
call
you.
it a
What
night
can we say?
because we were gonna let Tez go too. One more time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Where's Tez? We need to go.
You jumped. You
What about
jumped.
the
You
other
jumped
one?
ahead of him, and you're like, "I'm ready. I'm just gonna steamroll through
Well,
this." Now you get.
didn't you have the scobia?
I don't think he showed up.
Yeah, where the hell is Discovia?
Yeah, I'm fine, Richie. You can close with Dan. He be your closer. Don't want to change that tradition, especially on Valentine's Day.
Also, Dan, we got to talk about this pocket full of hose. It's not a thing you want to be bragging
Oops.
about, okay?
I mean pros. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
think I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry
Respectfully,
about
I'm
that.
just kidding. Thanks, Dan.
A
I'm just
pocket
being
full
silly.
of hoes, you'd probably be losing your wallet and everything.
It's also too many gardening tools, my friend. Just go simple. You only need one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just checking in. Want to make sure that Discovia is. Did you make it? Dan said you were here, and I think that was just part of the poem, so it confused me. But if you were
Hmm.
here, we'll get you here on the screen here doing your thing. Uh, just want to give you a chance to do that really quick. Um, I think that was just part of the poem. Yeah, I don't think he came through. That was a very confusing end of the night. Because I was like, yeah, let's hear another Tez song, and then just Dan just jumped up, but then he was saying Discovia was here, but I don't think he was here. So anyway, that's the narration of the end of the show today. Chaos, fun, February. Here we are, 2026. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Thanks for everyone who showed up and supported. And if you didn't support, well, kicked you off the live stream, the chat, that is. Okay, check us out this week around El Paso. We'll be downtown tomorrow, Tuesday night at Mona Bar. Wednesday, we have Proof and Press Writers Night, 7 p.m. start time for the workshop. After 9 is the Writers Workshop. Thursday, come hang out with me. Jazz and Poetry Night, downtown El Paso, 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. right there in International Bar, right by San Jacinto Plaza. I'm going to be spitting some spoken word poetry alongside some of the best jazz musicians in the city. Joining me as featured poets will be Celia Aguilar and Fernando Antonio Montejano, a rare night appearance because he is a morning radio morning radio show host, which means he's waking up like at 4 a.m. and getting on the radio as people make their work commutes and all that great stuff. So, follow us at BWOMS.com. We got much more next week. Let you know about that. We'll let you know about that week for week, but you can find our calendar at BWOMS.com. My name is Rich, and we'll see you guys next Monday.